Tonight on Outdoors with Doug Miller, on the trail at this year's Jeep Safari in Moab. You have to conquer Elephant Hill to get to this kind of scenery. Plus, on Rose Garden Hill, you have to watch out for some long, hard thorns. 39 years of history. It's always exciting. Its thrills are off the chart. Inside, the excitement of this year's Easter Jeep Safari at Moab and how your family can get between a rock and a hard place. All coming up tonight on Outdoors with Doug Miller.
Out here in the west, there's a guy who goes like a tumbleweed where the wind blows. He could be hunting, fishing, doing music or the arts, biking or hiking in a national parks. No place a rambling man won't go. It's Doug Miller's Outdoor Show. Hey, come join Doug Miller Outdoors.
Outdoors with Doug Miller is brought to you in part by Sport Ear, Big O Tires, Blaine Jensen RV, the Deseret Peak Complex, IFA Country Stores, Utah State Parks, and by Polaris.
It is one of the easier trails of the Easter Jeep Safari at Moab, but it's also one of the most sought after. And just getting to the trailhead, 35 miles south on State Road 191, and then another 30 or so miles west on Highway 211, it's easy for those of us who live here to be impatient to get to the good stuff and forget just how wide open and spectacular this country is to a visitor.
Well, I'm a city person from New Jersey, and to come out here and see this open land and animals roaming free, and I had to stop and ask somebody when I first came out what an open range was. I saw the signs, open range.
And as soon as we get to Elephant Hill, we'll just go up, and you need to have it in low range, four-wheel drive, right to the beginning.
The ride up and over Elephant Hill is the only Jeep Safari ride inside a national park. The Elephant Hill remains one of the legendary off-road adventures in this Red Rock country. Going up is actually the easy part. On the back side of the hill, there's a switchback turn so sharp you have to pull in, then back down a short stretch with eternity hanging at your elbow.
We're live.
I'm scared half to death.
Actually, it was smooth and slow and
I'm scared half to death.
Safe, but definitely
I'm scared.
Half to death.
And now you gotta back down.
Now we have to back down.
Which is scarier.
Here we go.
Don't let her kid you. Julie is a seasoned Jeeper, and with new gears and lockers on her Jeep this year, this ride was under control, but it's always a thrill.
I just rode down and prayed.
I guess I can't say scared.
No, you can't say that.
On the camera, so apprehensive will be the word.
The hill is just the beginning. On the other side of the Elephant lies the spectacular drive through Devil's Kitchen and Chesler Park. This is the Needles District of Canyonlands National Park, an area named for the towering spires of sandstone that, from a distance, look like needles of stone. It's remarkable four-wheeling.
I think it has an allure to a lot of folks, to see this kind of scenery, rather than just going on a challenge trail.
And this must be one of the most spectacular pieces of scenery in the West. Near the center of Canyonlands, the Green and the Colorado join to form one great river that spills down Cataract Canyon, creating a world-class stretch of whitewater. We all spent some time just soaking up the beauty.
Yeah, this is neat to be able to do this in a national park and be able to see these places and to get to go four-wheeling on your way in there.
This is the payoff of that climb up Elephant Hill. This view off the vantage point here in Canyonlands. You can see the Maze District over there. Take just a few steps over here, and there's the Needles District of Canyonlands towering in the background. You can try this trail any time of year. The challenge here is really not that great. The Park Service charges $10. That's the 2005 fee for this trail ride. And it's just one of the great trails in the Easter Jeep Safari. We'll tell you about some of the others in just a moment. First off the trail, down another adventure. Here's tonight's Backcountry with Reese Stein.
Canyonlands isn't the only southern Utah park with an elephant. Arches has an entire parade of pachyderms in its window section, where the trails are short, gentle, and the rewards spectacular.
Okay, boys.
The Delicate Arch Trail is a bit more challenging, over a mile long with a pretty good climb, but it tops out at maybe the wild icon of Utah. The Devil's Garden section also offers a gentle trail with side hills designed specifically for the littlest adventurers. The most popular turnaround point is Landscape Arch, widest in the park at nearly 300 feet. The trail continues on to dozens of other arches and incredible vistas. I'm Reese Stein in Arches National Park, a spectacular stop in the Utah backcountry.
Next up tonight, one of my favorite trails at Moab, but you better watch out for the thorns in this garden. We'll tell you more about this adventure coming up on Outdoors with Doug Miller. Welcome back to Outdoors with Doug Miller, back here on the Moab Jeep Safari. Woo. Two of my favorite things about this chance to ride these trails is hooking up with a trail leader that's an absolute institution on the Red Rock, Dan Mick here. The second is a chance to climb the rose garden. And as Dan says, you better watch out for some of the thorns in this rose garden.
The weather was the talk of the week at the Moab Easter Jeep Safari. There was rain and hail, and Friday there was even several inches of snow on the Red Rock. Legendary Moab trail guide Dan Mick was leading a factory group of Jeep Rubicons on a trail headed for the Rose Garden Hill. And with a little rain in the garden, it would be a ride to remember.
It can be an axle snapping, tire popping, rocky climb from the bottom to the top. We're going to slip and slide a little bit maybe up there with some of this rain on the rock.
Across the canyon, you get a look at this incredible hill that knifes its way up and over a ridgeline. Mostly it is just steep, but about 2/3 of the way up, you hit a series of steps, what Dan calls the thorns in the rose garden.
No rocks to help us. I'm going to try to see if I can shoot it over the top here. Yeah, Mule, giddy up. Woo! What do you think? Definitely took a little toe tapping to get it over the top there.
Dan makes it look easy. The Rose Garden Hill can make it very hard.
That's what it's all about. No fun unless you get stuck at least once.
Harder over here and easier over there. Good line. First time up the hill?
Yep.
What'd you think?
It was a lot of fun. This is a great hill. I'll do this and over again.
You know, I've heard the expression before, when in doubt, power out. That's what you did there, didn't you? Huh?
When in doubt.
Yeah, give us the skinny pedal, huh? Tell me, what'd you think of that, huh?
That was good. That was fun.
Pretty straight?
I got through there easier than I thought it would.
Easier than you thought it was, huh?
No, I got through there easier than I thought it would.
You're good. You're coming on loose.
One by one, Dan coached them through the thorns of the Rose Garden Hill. Jim Repp, a Jeep engineer from Detroit who helped design the Rubicon, made his first climb here. But the challenge is just part of the payoff.
It's really about the people. The Jeeps are kind of the icing on the cake, but honestly, as anything, here's a stock Rubicon going right up. Got a different bumper on it, but it's really about the friends you meet, what you're doing out here, spending some time together. It's beautiful nature out here. It's great. Good stuff.
To sign up for next year's Jeep Safari, you must fill out an official form, and to do that, you need to get on their mailing list. To begin the process and for information on the Jeep Safari, check out the Red Rock Four Wheelers webpage at rr4w.com.
Stuck between a rock and a hard place right here. Even these super Rubicons that are capable of just about anything, you make a little mistake and the Rose Garden Hill will still reach out and grab you with its thorns. Next up tonight, as we take a break here on the trail, we'll show you who won the big Best of the West Fly Casting Championship, who won the trip to Alaska, who won the state Duck and Goose Call Championship. All that's just ahead. First, here's this week's Almanac Brain Teaser, and our question this week is...
Elephant Hill is located in the Needles district of Canyonlands National Park. There are two other districts found in the spectacular park. Can you name them? We've got the answer next up on Outdoors with Doug Miller. Here's the answer to this week's Almanac Brain Teaser, and our question this week is, can you name the three districts of Canyonlands National Park? And here's the answer. The three areas are the Needles, Island in the Sky District, and the Maze, the most remote and rugged area of the park.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Doug Miller, back here at the Moab Easter Jeep Safari. And the big spring trail ride came a little early this year. We left for the Red Rock Country the day after our big Outdoors Expo ended. But not before we saw a new state duck and goose call champion crowned and watched a toe-to-toe challenge for this year's Best of the West Fly Casting Championship. Congrats to all the winners and to everybody that attended the big expo this last week. A special thanks. We promise it's going to be even bigger and better next year. And for tonight's tip of the week, we got a little tough spot here on the old Rose Garden. Dan's been winching this Jeep up. And Dan, give me some winching tips, some safety things handling the winch cable. You say this is probably the most dangerous part of the whole operation on the hill, huh?
This is, you know, this is a new cable, so it's not too bad, but they can have these little barbs that stick out here and they'll really hook your hand. So gloves would be good. We didn't have a chance to get them out because we were in a hurry to get them up the hill. But this is the most dangerous part right here, the last 3 foot going in. People will stick their finger like this and start going in, and you'll get your fingers caught in there and pinch them right off. Tip of the week is to hold the hook like this. Or even better yet, Warren has a little red strap goes on here that goes there and you can hold it that way. And if you're gonna take it in, take it with this here. Tap, tap, tap. That's it. Don't get them fingers caught in there, it'll hurt.
Thanks to Dan Mick for tonight's tip of the week. And a reminder, check for updated lake conditions, surface water temps, ramp conditions as spring comes on strong. It's all right there each week on the lakefront at KUTV.com. Oh, man. Oh. Woo. That had to hurt. Some great snapshots here on the old Rose Garden Hill. As always, our winner is set for a big prize, so stick with us. We'll see if we can make it up here and into the snapshots next up tonight on Outdoors with Doug Miller.
Remember, check the Outdoors calendar page for updates on season dates and deadlines. And if your conservation organization has events or fundraisers, send us a note. We'll post it right here on the Outdoors calendar page at KUTV.com.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Doug Miller and our Snapshot of the Week contest. What a view, huh? This is the confluence of the Green and the Colorado River. The Green pouring in the muddy water from the left there and the Colorado roaring down. You can guarantee they're going to mix about half a mile down canyon here because Cataract Canyon waits for them right there, the big rapid. Our Snapshot of the Week contest features some great new pictures this week, and as always, if you don't have one in the hunt, all you have to do is send us your snapshots or your home video of your own outdoor adventure. And if you need your pictures back, send us a self-addressed stamped envelope and we'll return them. Now, the week's best in our Snapshot of the Week.
Our winner tonight is this great footage that Clyde captured while ignoring the advice given by his wife. She told him not to get close, he might get charged. The moose bluffed a time or two, but Clyde says he was lucky. Now his luck scores again big time. His video makes the cut as this week's Snapshot of the Week. Remember, the address to send your snapshots is Outdoors with Doug Miller at KUTV 299 South Main Street, Suite 150, Salt Lake City, zip 84111. And the winner each week receives one of Ross Taylor's great volcano cookers. And as Ross says,
cook it on a volcano, it'll cook anything.
Check out all this bunch of great-looking Jeeping buddies here, huh? You had a good time, huh? Let's give them a big wave. No better way to say goodbye than at the meeting place of two great rivers, and we say thanks to the Red Rock Four-Wheelers and the Moab Jeep Safari for a grand adventure here in the Red Rock country. We hope you'll join us again next Saturday night for more stories and adventure of people just like this that love wild places and wild things. Until then, thanks for watching. Let's get together again soon. I'm Doug Miller Outdoors.